The Xabi Alonso era is officially underway, and we have got huge updates as Xabi takes his first training section, the massive Andrey Santos transfer bombshell, Chelsea final decision on Alejandro Garnacho, Geovany Quenda first team rule, and another top academy talent heading out for a huge loan move. We have a lot to break down, but before we dive into it, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. Or if you have been following me for a while, you know the drill. Help your boy get to that 10K subscriber mark. Let's dive into it. Look, the wait is officially over, and the Xabi Alonso era is finally underway. We have been talking about it for weeks, but the real work starts right now. According to Bobby Vincent, Xabi Alonso takes his first training section as Chelsea boss on Thursday. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely fascinated to see how he sets us up. We know his tactical blueprint from Leverkusen, that incredibly fluid, high-pressing system, but seeing him pull on the Chelsea training gear at Cobham for the first time, it makes it real. This isn't just a new season, it's a completely new identity we are building from the ground up, and the boys are about to find out exactly what intensity really means. But we all know Xabi can't do this with his hand tied to his back. The board has to back him completely, especially in the attacking department where we feel a bit short of elite qualities. The rumor mill has been relatively quiet on this specific, but the club is working behind the scenes. The Vicens reported that sources have not disclosed too many other names when it comes to attacking Chelsea targets, but there will be talks behind the scenes to ensure Xabi Alonso has everything he wants by the time the transfer window slams shut on September 1. Honestly, I prefer it this way. Let's move in silence. We don't need a sum of 50 different names being linked to us just to drive the price up. What matters to me is the metric-driven profile of players who we are looking at. If we are going to dominate matches under Xabi Alonso, we need attackers who aren't just flashy, but who rank in the highest percentile for progressive carries, high turnover involvement, elite final third decision making. December 1st is the deadline, and the board know they cannot let the gaffer down. Now let's talk about some of incredibly exciting news regarding some of the young ballers we have brought in. We have been wondering how much role the youth will play under Xabi Alonso, and we already have a major answer when it comes to Geovany Quenda. He isn't just coming to sit on the bench or look pretty in the academy. Bobby Vincent confirmed that Quenda is set to be part of Alonso's preseason plans and has already been doing some individual work at Cobham. He is viewed as not only one for the future, but also one who can come in and play his role in Chelsea first team squad immediately. I love everything about this. The fact that he's already putting in individual work at Cobham before the squad gathers tells you everything you need to know about his elite mentality. He's hungry, and let's be real, if you look at his underlying numbers, his ability to beat his man in 1v1 situation and his recovery work rate makes him a perfect tactical fit for what Xabi Alonso demands from his white players. He's not just a talent for 5 years from now. We are going to see him throw hands in the first team immediately, and the preseason is going to be his massive audition. Now moving on, this next story is driving me completely insane, and we need to talk about it because it makes zero sense from a footballing perspective. Out of nowhere, our rivals are cycling around one of our brightest midfield talents. Guardian dropped an absolute bombshell stating Manchester United are targeting Chelsea midfielder Andrey Santos, who is valued around the region of £50 million. The Brazilian is behind Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and the Blues needs to bring in funds in order to aid Xabi Alonso's ambition to strengthen. And it's not just United. The Northeast are looking at him too, with the reports adding that Newcastle are also monitoring Andrey Santos' situation as they seek a replacement for Sandro Tonali. Now look, David Ornstein, the man who doesn't miss, has come out to clarify where things stand with Manchester United right now. He notes, Manchester United are exploring move for Andrey Santos. Any potential deal is at an early stage, with no club talks yet. Inquiries from multiple suitors so far are ongoing. Suitors are ongoing via agents. Santos is keen to establish a starting place, which is unlikely at Chelsea. David Ornstein went on to say that Chelsea value Andrey Santos highly, but would not block a move if it suits all parties. But Vincent backed that up, reporting Chelsea are not pushing Andrey Santos out, but they are open to offers for his services as long as they are at the right price. They are open to the sale of Santos this summer, with numerous Premier League clubs interested. Now let's look at the financial and the noise around the price tag. Chris Wheeler reported that Chelsea are believed to value Andrey Santos at around £50 million, though it's unlikely Manchester United would be willing to pay that much. But Fabrizio also added more context on how United are moving here. saying Manchester United called the agent of Andrey Santos to understand the situation. No club contacts. What I can add is that Chelsea does not see the player as untouchable. If United put good money down, they can sign him. Back in February, United spoke to his agent. Let me talk to you guys directly on this one, because I think Chelsea is making a big mistake selling Andrey Santos. This is a player we have tipped or highly rated, and he's still very, very young. We all have seen him play, and I think we all agree that this is not the right move selling Andrey Santos. I think the whole board has it very, very wrong. I don't think we should sell him for any reason. Maybe send him out on another loan, but I think generally we should keep him because he's a well-needed depth in that midfield. But Vicente hit the nail completely on the head when he said Andrey Santos is quality depth. As it stands, Chelsea does not have much of that. Selling him, especially to a rival, seems like a long-term mistake. Exactly my point. Why on earth are we strengthening Manchester United or Newcastle? If you look at his numbers, Andrey Santos has the profile of an elite box-to-box engine. Yes, he might be behind Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez right now, but selling an early 21-year-old Brazilian international just to fund other areas is short-sighted. If the board goes through with this, it's a massive tactical and sport planning error. Hold on, we have to interrupt everything because we have some absolute disaster news on the Andrey Santos situation. It's done. The board has actually went ahead and pulled the trigger. David Ornstein just dropped the former hammer, confirming Manchester United has reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Andrey Santos. United will pay a fee of £48 million plus 2 million in easily achievable bonuses, with Chelsea set to return 10% sell-on clause for the midfielder. I'm absolutely sick to my stomach right now. We actually did it. We just handed Manchester United a potential world-class engine for £48 million, plus pocket some change in adults. A 10% sell-on clause, are you joking? That is supposed to make us feel better about losing one of the most complete young midfielders in Europe to a direct rival. This is a complete capitulation from the board. We're literally selling our future depth and a player who thrives in high-intensity, physical transition just to balance the books or fund other transfer. Xabi Alonso hasn't even had his first training section yet. We're already stripping away the quality depth he needs to compete with in our front. This is a massive mistake. I promise you, this is going to come back and haunt us when we face Manchester United this season. Next up, we need to talk about another massive squad shakeup, but this one is completely different to the Andrey Santos dilemma. We are talking about Alejandro Garnacho. And Jacob dropped a massive confirmation on his future, stating Alejandro Garnacho is up for sale this summer. Chelsea will not consider a loan. It looks like the club has lost patience just after one season and they need a clean break. Vicente backed this up with more detail on the European interest, reporting there is interest in Garnacho, and there has been reports in Italy regarding Roma wanting to loan the winger, but Chelsea sources say we only consider a permanent transfer this summer. Let's be honest, his move to Stamford Bridge has been a complete disaster, and the board is simply trying to cut their losses and run. Alex Crook broke down the financial side of this deal, saying Alejandro Garnacho up for sale this summer. That has been a disastrous move. Chelsea feels like they can get back the £40 million. Apparently his data is okay, his numbers are good in terms of chances. Look, I will say this, I think Alejandro Garnacho has been a big disappointment since his move to Chelsea. He didn't really live up to expectation because I wasn't expecting much from him. But the main thing is that I don't think it suits Xabi Alonso's system. He can't play as a twin 10, or neither can he play as a wing back. He doesn't have the engine, he's not good defensively, he's awful offensively. So I think this is the right move in my opinion. I think he should be sold and sold for a good amount. If you look at the numbers, Alex Crook says the data is okay in terms of creating chances, but the eye test and the structural fit under Xabi Alonso tells a completely different story. In Alonso's fluid 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 system, the white players either needs a defensive work rate or an infinite engine of a wingback, or the elite tactical intelligence, technical security, and half-space mastery of a twin 10. Garnacho have none of that. He wants to hop the touchline, pick up the ball, and drive 1v1s. But his decision making in the final third has been shocking for us. He doesn't track back, he doesn't press effectively, and offensively, it's just been a black hole this past season. Getting £40 million back for a player who completely flopped in our tactical blueprint, that's good business. Unlike the Andrey Santos situation, where we are risking losing a high potential midfielder with great depth value. Getting rid of Garnacho permanently is 100% the right call. Let Roma or whoever wants him pay up, clear his wages off the book, and let's get Xabi Alonso the profile he actually needs to execute his vision. Now let's wrap things up with a brilliant piece of long-term squad management from the club. We are looking out for the future, and this week we have secured an incredibly smart development pathway for one of our brightest teenage prospects. Luzo Romano broke the news with his trademark stamp of approval. Jesse Derry to Sporting. Here we go. Deal done on loan until June 2027. Salary covered, no buy option. But the club clearly believe he has a massive future with us, because right before greenlighting the move, we made sure his long-term future is completely locked down. Fabrizio Romano asks, Chelsea got a new deal done for Derry this week and now allows him to leave to loan to Sporting. Derry returned to Chelsea in June 2027. Now I think this is a very good move by the board. If he performs well, he gets a shot at the first team. Look at the context here. Jesse Derry is only 19. He already broke into England under 19 setup and even tested first team football with us last season in FA Cup and the Premier League. But right now, under Xabi Alonso, the intensity and the tactical demand are through the roof. And sitting on our bench or playing under 21 football isn't going to get him to the elite level he needs. Sending him to Sporting is an absolute masterclass. Portuguese football is famous for nurturing world-class wingers, and playing in a highly technical competitive football with potential European minutes is going to do wonders for his development. The fact that the board protected his value with a new contract and made Sporting cover 100% of his wages and strictly refused to include a buy option tells you everything. We see him as a future asset. He goes to Lisbon, gets a full season of regular senior team football under his belt, and comes back to us in 2027, ready to challenge for a permanent spot in our first team. This is top tier academy management. And with that said, that's the end of the video, my friends. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good evening.